warm up.
So it's very anticlimactic that we're doing this. Tim and I just spent an hour talking about the thoughts on our mind, and we were not recording the show. Now, gotta turn off my extra recording there. Um, I don't think that we've ever done that before. We just recorded an entire. Not that the show is any monumental thing, but we're mainly talking about things that we thought about 2017 and thinking about going into the 2018. I really wish that we'd gotten the recording section about me predicting what the 2018 gig economy was going to be all about. So we'll probably talk about that on the 6th. We'll talk about the gig economy and bring this up. So we'll consider this practice for what we just uh, but it was fun. Tim, thanks for joining me either way. And, basically, now that we're recording, would you like to say a little something to the people as we wrap up 2017? That's a crack.
It never dawned on me that the little yellow live light wasn't on either. So it's, I'm supposed to be helping here, not hindering.
Well, you weren't hindering. We just never quite got off the, we never got off the starting block.
So
what's funny is I see two people are watching now, but there was a 0 there. And I'm watching as we're supposedly recording. It says 0 viewers. And there's always a couple people watching. I wonder why there's nobody watching now. And just never occurred to me that we weren't.
Now we know.
So the subjects that we were covering a little while ago was we talked about New Year's resolutions and how we both think that they stink, and the pros and cons and why we think they're not so legitimate and kind of a waste of time. So we both shook our heads no on New Year's resolutions. And we tore apart what resolutions are and so forth. And now we don't have to prove that because we didn't record it. But we were brilliant. I must say we were really brilliant.
But you'll never know.
Yeah, you didn't have to add that. But anyway, we talked about that. And I think that the gig economy is going to be very important. Gig being well, we explained it completely in the ether there, but we didn't get it recorded on video. The concept of having a gig and being not employed by somebody, but when you have a gig, you have a limited engagement doing the thing that you do best, and for a limited time to be contracted to do that thing, and then you're paid for that gig, and then it's over. You're not an employee. You might get an extended gig or an additional gig, but it's by gig. So you do the best thing that you do for everyone that contracts you. That's the gig economy. You would work part-time for so-and-so and part-time for so-and-so, a limited engagement, and then you finish the gig, and then you move on. And that way people hire you for what you do best, and everyone gets the best for their investment. So the gig economy is brought up lately, and I thought they were talking about gigabytes and megabytes, and Tim was a little bit fuzzy on that clarification himself. But the way I understand it, gig economy has to do with having gigs as your work replacement. And it makes the most sense to me and to Tim. We came from worlds that were based on gigs and having gigs for music and art and various things, contracting websites, doing stuff like that. That's basically a gig. You don't work for the person. You're not their employee, but you're engaging, completing a contract, and doing what you do best. That's what a gig economy is based on. So what they're saying is that more people, because of the economy, are going to be doing that as opposed to getting a job and working for a company and just getting on the roster and putting in hours. And the concept of paying somebody to accomplish a gig or do a specific job is much more beneficial to the hirer of the job and also the provider or the services or the product, because you're getting the best trade-off, the best effect, and the economic impact theoretically will be better. So as people are hard pressed to find more jobs and trying to get insurance and stuff like that, just because if they get a 40-hour week job, they get the insurance and stuff, it's going to become less important. People are going to find their own ways to compensate for the insurance, and they're going to get bigger impact getting the jobs that they can now and building up the roster of more and more jobs in where they excel. So that, to me, that makes a heck of a lot of sense. So hail the gig economy, and I hope it goes somewhere. But Tim, what do you think? Is there anything else that we missed in the recording that we might want to recuperate and bring up now, or possibly save for the January 6th event?
Yeah, I think we could. They give us time to remember some of the stuff that we said that didn't get recorded, so that we can say it again.
Yeah, we had a really good practice there. Kind of fun.
Too bad that we didn't at least get a voice recording of the rehearsals so that we'd have.
We were really brilliant, you know. We did a really good job. Actually, it was pretty good. But the good thing about it is it was totally unrehearsed, and it's stuff that's already on our minds. So it's not a matter of being lost forever because it's somewhere here. And that's the main thing, is like we understand and we've been around our businesses long enough that it's pretty much ingrained. It's embedded in us, and it's basically we can regurgitate it on call. And it's,
yeah, because I think the other thing we talked about was the late adopters, the mainstream adopters, since that's pretty much where we are as far as video recording and video live streaming.
right.
And it was a pretty good chunk of time taken up to rehash this, but basically it boils down to is no, it's not going to be a giant audience when you start. Yes, it's going to take a lot of work. Yes, it's going to get frustrating, and you may get a little down and depressed because it didn't go as fast as you expected because so-and-so's got so many people watching them. But those that have those kind of numbers, they did the pain points, they did the testing and the struggling and the fighting technology growth and inadequacies and advising those developing the technologies to get them to this point so that you can enjoy it and do it easily.
Yeah, really good point, Tim.
Encouraged about what you're not doing with video because you just started.
I think one of the biggest mistakes that we make on the internet scene and marketing is that we see someone else doing what we consider a success story, and we think if I copy them, I can be successful too. And the one thing is that people are successful not because of what they do. It's so often because of who they are in the first place and what their skills are, what they know, how they deliver, or whether they're agreeable to the environment of the microphone and the camera and this type of thing. That has a lot to do with it. It's not just a matter of, gee, there were nobody yesterday and all of a sudden they've got several thousand followers. The following can happen for a number of reasons. Strategic alliances are very important. And if you meet somebody that says, hey, no, I really value what you do, and I've got a constituency of 50,000 people over here waiting to hear your message, you know, that could make or break your business. But by the same token, if you're not worth hearing, you're not ever going to have that association with the clan that wants to hear your message. Those 50, or if you're not ready, you're going to go on there and they're going to say, this guy's a no-go. And you'll down yourself forever by being by delivering what you think you want to deliver, but being unprepared. So timing is everything. But if we always focus on being prepared in the first place, we're going to be better off. So that's why I focused on my Smarties show all these years, and I didn't worry about the following. Now I'm starting to think about a following, but I think the show's worth watching. Maybe not this one, but I mean, in general, the shows have been pretty good. And the secondary sign is the people who show up and our guests on the show say, wow, I really had a good time. And they get back to me and they're willing to come back again. So that's a very, very strong indicator of whether the show is worthwhile and then the experience of the people in the show is good or bad or whatever. So it's been, generally speaking, pretty good. So that's what we should be focusing on, our product and service in the first place. And start with that. And then the live streaming comes with experience. So start doing it now is a good time to get started.
And for those of you that dropped by today and dropped into chat, we want to say thank you to Barbara Quick, Mark Barris, and Kathy Pop for the well wishes of the Happy New Year. And we wish the best for you in the coming New Year as well as anyone watching this later in the replays. Thank you for helping us become what we are at Saturday Morning Marketing Smarties.
Yeah, you know, you hit it, man. You hit it. That the people are really the reason that we're here. And you showed up today and wished us Happy New Year. I really appreciate that. So the people who watch this in the replays or get any vibration off of what we generated today, have a safe New Year. Have a safe entry into 2018. And let's make 2018 the year that we express ourselves in joy. Let's do that sincerely. So with that, I guess we'll say goodbye, Tim. What do you think?
Sounds like your plan. We'll see everybody next year.
Yeah, and I'm sorry about the flop of what we tried to produce today. We got to the end of the event that we thought we had after an hour of webcasting, and looked and said, and Tim said, wow, that ended really fast. When we were already offline because we never started online. So now we're online broadcasting, so to speak. God, I hate that word. Narrowcasting to a couple of people, and we appreciate you being out there. Thank you very much. Have a great 2018. Saying goodbye to 2017. Bye-bye. See you now. See you soon.